Hey guys, how you doing? This is Neutral Corner MMA. I am Sergio Guerrero, and today, today we're gonna have Erick Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, a fighter from Combate Americas, who's gonna be talking with me for a good 15 minutes or so about his career in Combate Americas and his career fighting at 145, 155, and his recent win at Combate Reinas 36. But besides that, I want to talk about um, what I'm going to be doing here on this channel. I basically want to create this type of content. I want a podcast type, whether it's a video editing type. I don't really have a guideline right now. There's no outline, at least yet, but I plan on doing that. I do have an Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me on both of them at MMA Neutral. That's at MMA Neutral. And I also want to add that in the first 10 seconds of this interview, first 10 seconds or so, my voice keeps cutting in and out. I apologize. It's my fault. I should have known, but just bear with me. In future interviews, I'm going to try to get all these things figured out, so bear with me. All I'm asking him is how his body is feeling, because it's only 2 days after, or 3 days after the fight, so obviously his body's got to be feeling some type of way. But yeah, enjoy the interview. Here's Erick's Ghost Pepper Gonzalez. Here with Neutral Corner MMA. I'm here with Combate America's fighter by the name of Erick Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, who just recently won his fight against Juan Big Fight degree in the 26 inside of the Galen Center Los Angeles. Erick, how you feeling, man? How's the fight?
I'm feeling good, man. It feels good to get another dub. It was month-to-month fights, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break for now. I got a lot of stuff I gotta with Combate as far as my contract ending as well. So I'm just happy to come home and just relax for a little bit before I get back into camp again.
Gotcha. So, this whole contract ending situation, what is it that you have planned following up this fight? I know you want to take some time off, spend time with the family, do what you got to do. But what is your plan? What do you feel like it's something that you would like to do for your career at this point?
Um, Personally, I think I wanna get into a title fight. I know that Rafa is probably the only other guy with the most amount of wins inside Combate Americas.
Okay.
I want to stay with Combate Americas as well, you know, unless something else presents itself. Uh, but they take care of me and they're a good promotion. So,
Right.
and I've built a relationship with them and the people and the fans that are watching Combate. So I think that me making my eighth appearance in this last fight was pretty big and it was a huge win. So I hope to redo my contract and see where it goes from there.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. And I know that you fought in Guadalajara before. Man, how was that experience? I know being Latino in California, sometimes it can be tough to go elsewhere and fight and go into different grounds. But how was that experience for you, man? Because not everybody be willing to do that.
The experience itself was awesome, man. I stayed at the Hilton. It's right in the dead center of Jalisco, and and it was dope, man. With the weather, so basically, with the time around winter, where last month I should say winter. I said the winter. Last month when I was, or 2 months ago when I was there, I that week that it was supposed to be raining over here in LA, and it was like
Mm,
80 degrees over there in Guadalajara, so it was beautiful over there. It was definitely out of my territory, because I'm not I've only been to Mexico like once or two, three times as a
right.
kid. Other than that, I never really went. So so it was a little out of my little element, and definitely got a lot of hate from the fans over there, because
Hmm.
it's Mexicans, man. They're gonna stick to their homeland, and
Right.
that's how we are, and you know nothing but nothing but positive vibes from my end though, and it was dope, man. But crazy, 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 crazy turnout. Did not expect it, and I think that's what made it more worth it. It's definitely a memorable trip, and my first
Right.
first trip I ever flew out to go fight.
Right. Definitely a bookmark for your career that you want to go ahead and put on that resume. Because, like I said, not everybody's willing to do that. You know.
Yeah.
Um, and I know you fight out of Fight Science MMA with it's Ian Harris's gym, correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Talk about that experience, man. How did you step foot into that gym, and how did you know that was your home?
Actually, I met Ian Harris after my third amateur fight. I didn't have a coach, and I got introduced by him by one of my other buddies who was fighting at the time,
Right.
and that's how I got introduced to Ian Harris. And then he used to teach over at Systems Training Center over in
Gotcha.
Hawthorne, over in
Okay.
Hawthorne. So I was there for about 3, 4 years, and Ian was always the head coach there. So then when he opened up his own gym last year, that's how Fight Science was created. So actually, I've been with Fight Science since the beginning, since the first day the gym opened, and
Wow.
so forth. But I love it, man. It's a small gym. But the training is great. Classes are awesome. People are always
Right.
awesome. And it's just still growing, man. So I hope that with me fighting and being from the area and making a name for myself, hopefully the gym will grow more and more, and then eventually we can invest more into it. But
Right.
man, I highly recommend the gym.
So you're planning on being like the trailblazer of that gym, being the first one to really make it, put it on the mark, put it on the map.
I don't think I'm going to be the first one to put on the market due to the fact that we have a lot of good fighters out of there, man. We have
Right.
Vince Cachero, who's out of LFA. We have
Mm,
Terry Ware, who fights in the UFC, and I just happen to be one of the guys one of the other pros that's on a high level rank over there, and
right.
but yeah, I do, I hope to put it more on the platform so people know what Fight Science is, and let it be known that it's not just another school that's with a bunch of fighters in it. It's a school with high level fighters.
Right, right. And I see that you posted on your Instagram. You trained with Christos Gallegos. How was that? He's a UFC lightweight. How was that experience for you, man?
I've actually known Christos for quite a while now, man. I've been training with him since my amateur days, and
Wow.
it's always awesome, man. He's one of the fighters I looked up to since I first started fighting. So when I met him through at Systems, and we have wars, man. When we spar, when we train, we have wars and we're technical and we respect each other. And he's dropped me a couple times during training,
Right, right,
but that's what it's for. Training is for where mistakes are made, and so then when you get to the real mat, nothing is left back and nothing can happen bad to you because you've already trained with the best. So having
right.
guys like that in my corner and training with those type of guy with a guy like that, man, he hits hard and I respect him a lot, and he's a very well rounded fighter. So I'm only blessed to have a guy come out and help me in my camp for that.
Nice. So I guess the real question is the Korean gangster, does he hit harder or does he hit anywhere near in that range? Because I know you posted on his Instagram that you got days twice, right?
Yeah, I did
I was
actually.
I was wondering what were those moments? How did it come about? When did you recognize that you got days? Was it in the fight, after the fight, once you watched it? How did the process
Um,
define?
Actually, I remember it. There's pretty crucial points in the fight. There was once where he caught me with a hook and I actually went in for the double leg takedown,
Mm,
and I got it. So I kind of saved myself from that. So that was kind of like an instinct shot. When you're dazed, everything is kind of just it's kind of a blur. Your mind starts kind of get a haze. Everything kind of gets fuzzy. Um, and at that moment, when you get caught in this type of moments, you got to choose whether you got to keep fighting or you're just gonna back up and keep getting hit. And I'm a fighter. I'm always a fighter no matter what. So I've from training, from being at the training gym and being caught in dazed positions, I have
right.
to work through it. And having to work through it during training, it helps me in a fight prepare for that kind of situation. Um, and then the second time when I got dazed was when he actually was teeing off on me. Uh, in the first round. I think it was, yeah, I believe it was in the first round, and I started smiling. I put my hands down, then he kept hitting me, and then I realized he wasn't really hurting me. It was just, me getting just kind of wobbled here and like
Right,
left and
right.
right from his punches. But I felt like I wasn't in any danger, so I just started smiling, and I think I kind of scared him a bit, and that's when he kind of started backing up a bit, and I started just kind of teeing off on him. So, those were two moments I was dazed, but I wouldn't say he hits harder than Chris does. I think Chris hits a lot way hard. It hits probably 2 times harder.
Okay, okay. And is that some of the things that drive you as a fighter? Like when you get hit in a fight, do you feel like you go even that much harder, or do you feel like you don't need those types of things to reach that level of fighting? I guess just reach that level of mentality.
Um, I've definitely when I get hit, it definitely fuels me. It gets me more like aware. It gets me more agile. It kind of gives me energy. It's weird
Mm,
to say that,
it adds
Um,
fuel to the fire of some sort.
yeah, exactly. It's a lot of people think I'm crazy, and will say like, man, you're nuts, but it's just like when I'm in there, man, it's just like it's a whole different story, man. It's like I'm a very friendly guy outside the
Mm,
cage and very humble. I'm very chill, laid back kind of type of dude. I grew up by the beach, so you know, I kept it mellow, and but when I get hit and I'm in there, man, I just turn into a different person.
Right.
I'm just like a different person. But I'm always relaxed in there no matter what. And when I get, getting hit makes me react, and it
Mm.
makes me it makes me think a little bit, makes me think harder, man. And
Right.
I put because I'm putting myself in danger when I'm getting hit, keeping my hands down and all that. And I know that's something that I'm working on. It's just such natural habit that I have for some reason, putting my hands down and just moving my head, and I end up dodging a lot of hits majority of the time.
Right.
But being punched isn't fun, but I kind of enjoy it sometimes when I'm in
Right.
there.
Yeah. Some would call that crazy.
Yeah.
um, but being that you fought for Combates America, I know the CEO of Combates America tweeted you saying, you make him proud. He has the respect, honor, and the ferocity, and those are the type of words that he used for you, I should say. How does that feel, knowing that the CEO of the promotion that you're fighting for gives you that type of recognition? I'd only I did I'd assume that it make you want to continue to fight for them.
Oh, absolutely, man. I have a really good, really, really, really close relationship with Campbell. Um, he's an awesome dude, man. He's done so much for these Latin fighters as much as myself.
Right.
He's created these opportunities and made these opportunities happen, and continue to do that at a successful rate for every guy that's in this organization. And for have those kind of compliments, definitely, it fuels me up and it makes me happy. It makes me proud to be with an organization that responds to someone's hard work and dedication to the
Hmm.
sport that they're creating for, or for the show that they're creating for other people around the world. And
Right.
I think it's awesome, and I only hope to get more positive feedback from him. Because I feel
Hmm.
like I've done nothing but put up awesome shows no matter what, and make it as entertaining as possible for everybody around us.
Right. Wow. Interesting. And I know that you've suffered a loss against Danny Ramirez at Combate Americas at Combate 11. You've also gained a win against them at Combate Americas Combate Estrellas 1.
Hmm.
The only other loss I guess that's really notable is Andres Quintana. Would you want a rematch with him? Would you feel like that's a fight that you would want? Maybe get that win back, take that loss away?
Yeah, I mean, eventually, yeah, if the plan happens, I don't want to drop down to 145s again because
Right.
it was a really, really rough cut for me, man.
Okay.
Behind doors, a lot of people don't know at 45s what my body was going through and what my mind was going through mentally at home when after the weight cuts happened, you know. So I don't want to go back to 145s. Maybe I'll meet at 150. He wants to make catch weight unless he
Right.
moves up to 55s. And then I'll happy fight him. I'll be more than happy to fight him at 55s. Um, but I would love to have that rematch, man. Nothing more than get a little payback for the
Right.
mistake that I made in that match. So it's a very notable loss, and hopefully we meet each other eventually, very soon, sooner than later.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. But being that again, I mentioned Fight Science MMA. One of your teammates, Michael Blackjack Jackson, had a fight the same night you did on April 26th.
Mhm.
Fortunately, he suffered a loss. Um, being that you are his teammate, how do you see that fight? How did it go for you? Do you think, or were there words that you said to him after the fight, prior to the fight?
Um, one thing about Michael is he actually he hadn't fought in like over a year and a half.
Mm,
He hadn't been in training for almost a year and a half. Also,
wow.
he was working out and keeping in shape, but he wasn't in class like where training with us
Hmm.
until like the last 2 weeks when they gave him the short notice fight because
Wow.
he called the coach out of nowhere. Asking for a fight, and then he's 29 years old, and coach is like, who am I to stop a grown ass man from fighting? So, with that said, to go out there and the way he performed and came back from the knockdown on the first round,
Yeah.
um, man, I'm hyped for him, bro. I was so happy for him, dude. I have nothing bad to say about it. He went in there, he fought his fight, and a couple things he could have done different, but that's what happens when you don't train for almost a year and a half of of actual classes and actual training.
Right.
Lifting cardio is one thing, but to train what we do with our hands is different. So,
Prepare for the fight. Yeah.
exactly. So I thought he did a great fight. I thought he did put an amazing show, and I thought it was a hell of a debut for the Combate. So hopefully he comes back, and hopefully he gets more fired up, more fueled up, and ready to fight. So as far as what I said to him, I what can I say to him, man? He's Michael, and he's out there. He's a crazy dude. So I just gave him a hug and and told him, get your ass, see your ass in the gym, and so
Yeah.
hopefully I see him in there the following week when my leg's all healed up and I'm ready to go.
Yeah. And you know what? The crowd was behind him. Just as much as the crowd was behind you that night, man, they once they heard South Central California, they went crazy. They went
Yeah.
crazy. And that was awesome. I was at the fights and man, I'll say it again, you put on a magnificent show. Magnificent show. Um, your heart, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and that's what I enjoy. You know, those are the type of fighters that I really enjoy watching. But hey, man, I just wanted to keep this nice and short. Eric, I appreciate the time that you put into this interview. Again, I know we had some technical difficulties to begin with,
Oh, no
but
problem.
I appreciate you being you know being here for us, the Neutral Corner MMA fans. So again, Eric Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, who fought for or fights for Combate Americas, fighting out of Redondo Beach, California, in Fight Science MMA. Again, man, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk to us, and I wish you the best in the future. Any fight after that, I'll be there, man. Best believe.
Right on, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate
All
it. Thanks for having me on, man. I really do appreciate it, and keep
right,
doing what you're doing, bro. Cause I love doing this type of stuff. So
right.
keep it up.
And this definitely won't be hopefully this won't be the first time and only time you get on the show. So I
Oh
appreciate
no,
you.
no, definitely, no, man. Just give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to be on it. So thank you
Yes,
again,
sir.
brother.
All right, man. Stay safe out there. Good luck to you.
Yeah, take it easy, man. Thank you.
Good.